What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It has been way too long since I've made a YouTube video, so we've got to try to start doing that again. But anyways, welcome to 2024. Here we are in a new year, new problems, new good things, everything and everything. So yeah, don't have much to say about that. Little update, why I've been kind of MIA lately. Life got pretty rough last year. A lot of things happened, a lot of things changed, some for the worse, some for the better. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. When one door closes, other doors open. To be frank and straightforward, I lost my job. I got laid off out of nowhere. It happens. Wasn't expecting it, didn't see it coming, but it happens, and it happened to me. Once that happened, I pretty much decided to go auto detailing full time, and that's what I've been doing. And then on top of that, I've also been working part-time for a buddy of mine that owns a welding and fabrication shop as well. And so kind of been working for him, learning the ropes, learning how to weld better, learning how to fabricate, all of that stuff. So anyways, that's a little update of why we've been so MIA. I now have a videographer that can film for me, a good buddy of mine named Zach Roker behind the camera right now. So he'll be doing a lot of filming for me, which will be extremely helpful because I would like to start cranking out videos again on just all the crazy stuff that we honestly do day in and day out, anywhere from detailing to working on motors to working on cars to the truck, like whatever, just all the crazy stuff that we do. I think it would be fun to film and kind of vlog a little bit and get stuff out there, and then also do some how-to, some tutorials, show some upgrades that we're doing on the car, possibly even the garage, because I've done a lot of work to this garage in the last few months to get it insulated and ready for the Pacific Northwest winter, and it hasn't been that bad, but we did full insulation on the garage, insulated the door, put in a heater, did a couple temporary things in here as well, and we've reorganized this place I don't know how many times just to suit us better for primarily auto detailing, but then being able to work in the garage on stuff as well. So yeah, expect some more videos to be coming out as time goes on. We're going to try to get back to it, while we're detailing and just working, and maybe I'll even do some videos at the fab shop as well, because some of the stuff we do is pretty dang cool. So anyways, what you see sitting right here behind me is the motor from the WRX. And if you guys haven't seen a previous video that I had posted in regards to what's going on with the WRX now, well, that's what we're finally trying to resolve. So basically, like 6 months to maybe a year ago, probably less than that, well, maybe about a year ago, I don't know, but we started to get this really weird ticking noise in the car. I will go ahead and put an insert of what that sounded like in right now. So basically, that's what the car sounded like. It didn't sound like rod knock. I had multiple people, buddies, myself, people that work on cars all the time, come over, take a look at it, try to diagnose it, yada yada yada, and everybody thought that it was valve train tick, as did I. Didn't get any knock numbers on the access port, nothing at all. I've ripped it multiple times when it's had this noise, totally fine, AVCS numbers fine, fuel pressure fine, everything good, didn't skip a beat. And when I say ripped it, we beat on it pretty good. Like, I'm not very nice to this car all the time. So anyways, we're here working on it. We basically got it down to just about a short block. We do still have one head on it, which we're trying to not have to take off. So again, we initially thought it was just valve train tick. So I have an extra set of heads that are good heads from the first motor that was in the car. This is the second motor that's been in the car. I bought this as a long block off of eBay. I think it had like 30,000 miles on it when I bought it or whatever. And it's probably up to roughly around 50 now. So 50,000 miles on this block. So anyways, got it torn down. We were gonna just try to get the head off, see what was going on in the head. Well, when we got there, we realized that it was not the head. And what told me that was I took the oil pan off, and once I took the oil pan off, I saw some metal in there. Nothing super crazy. Well, let me rephrase that. On the magnet, on the oil drain magnet, there was nothing super crazy. There was a little oil, some metal on there. But when I took the oil pan physically off, I heard a little piece clunk around in there, like drop down, and I was like, okay, that shouldn't be happening. What the heck's going on here? And so we got that all the way off. We looked in there with a flashlight, and sure enough, there was some good-sized chunks of metal in there. And keep in mind, this car was still running. Totally fine, just had that ticking noise, but it was still running. And so I took off the oil feed and more metal. So we found the issue. We finally found the issue. So we when the car was running, or when the motor was in the car and it was running, we pinpointed the issue to cylinder number 4. So the way we did that was we took just a long screwdriver, and we stuck it around multiple different places on the motor while it was running to see if we could really hear that ticking noise coming from somewhere specific. And we put it over cylinders 1, 2, 3, and 4. We put it in the middle of the block, all over the place, just to try to listen so that sound would reverb into our ear directly. And all of the noise was coming over the head of cylinder 4. So we thought, okay, well then it's got to be a head issue of some type. I had taken the valve cover off at one point in time to try to see maybe if a rocker popped off or there was some weird wear on a cam or whatever it may be. And again, we thought that it was a head issue. Just couldn't diagnose it completely. So fast forward to now, here we are with this thing torn down, and this is what we've come up with. So here's the piston for cylinder number 4. You can see that the rod is definitely bent, and there is the good side of the piston. Now if we flip it around, well, that was the metal that we found in there. And again, this car was still running. I'm still trying to figure out how, but as far as I'm concerned, I think I got pretty lucky with this. Nothing was, valves weren't touching the head of the piston or anything like that. They weren't making contact. Just simply the skirt broke off right there. Again, no knock numbers on a Cobb access port. Everything looked perfectly fine. But just that ticking noise. So here are some of the chunks of metal that we have found in there. So there's still a few more pieces in there, some pretty big chunks, but that was kind of, all this small stuff, some of the bigger stuff, but mostly the small stuff. It was all in the pickup. So that did its job, at least, There's probably still more coming out of there. Yeah, look, see? We got more stuff coming out of here. We got some RTV coming out of here. Whatever. But essentially, this is what the problem was. Now, where I feel, personally, that we really lucked out on was on the block itself in the cylinder. So, the cylinder looks fine. There's a little bit of wear right where that broke inside of the cylinder. Get a flashlight and see if we can show you guys that here really quick. So, so you could kind of see the wear right over here on this side. But if you rub your fingernail across it, it doesn't catch at all. You don't feel anything. And then there's like tiny bit of wear right here, the uneven wear at the top right there, which is really no big deal. So what our plan to do is, and I'm not sure if it's smart, I'm not sure if it's stupid, but if it works, is it really stupid? Even though we're torn into this so far, and yeah, it would be great to just go ahead and say, hey, let's build it out. That's not cheap. And, I've got other things I've got to take care of and whatnot, and I really just want to see this car get up and running. And then once it's up and running, we'll figure it out from there. So what we're thinking about doing is I have another short block, and that one failed due to low compression a while ago. That was the first one that was in the car. And so what we're thinking about doing is pulling that one apart, seeing if the pistons, any of the pistons and rods in there are still good, which I'm sure at least one is, and then getting new rings for it, at least, at minimum, and putting the new rings on and slapping that, piston and rod combo in here and getting it all put back together to see if that works. The other option is, buying new OEM rod bearing, piston rings, all that stuff, and stopping that in here. Then also would have to get a new head gasket, new head bolts, just like little things, like nothing crazy, maybe some new O-rings and whatnot, just to really make sure this is good. Get this thing as cleaned up as we possibly can with how it sits right now, just clean her up, however, which way, shape, or form, whatever we need to do. But that's kind of where we're at right now, because I just want to see this thing up and running. And, if I could retain and reuse the OEM crank, which I don't see why I can't, I would love to just send it and build it. The other problem is then I have to get it retuned. And it's on Cobb right now, and if you know Subaru, Cobb, all that stuff with the Green Speed Act and whatnot, I cannot retune the car as it sits right now because of what is currently done to it. So, yeah, we kind of go all over the place with that, and I've had multiple ideas run through my head of what to do, what not to do, and yada, yada, yada. But I really just want to see this car back up and running, and then when, money gets to the right spot where it needs to be and we're ready to build the block, we could do it. It's not a big deal. So, we pulled the motor ourselves. We pulled everything off of the car ourselves. I did not video the removal of the motor. There's some other ones out there. I do kind of wish we would have, but I really just wanted to get it out. That was the main thing. And then from there, just get this thing torn apart as fairly quickly as possible. So that was my goal, and that's what we did. And then I was like, you know what? Let's take some time and let's shoot a quick YouTube video on this and just update everybody about what's been going on with it. So that's what's been going on with this. So I have 3 vehicles. Well, kind of, sort of. 4 actually, but one of them's not here right now and it's broken. So I have the Raptor, I have the WRX, and then I have the Evo now as well. So the Evo's down right now too. Again, kind of, sort of. Figured might as well just include a little update on the Evo in here as well. So if you haven't seen videos of the Evo in the past, go check them out. But real quick, so it's an Evo MR, so dual clutch, SST, automatic transmission. We lost reverse in the Evo. Weird. Whatever. Those transmissions are not cheap at all to buy new, used, or get rebuilt. So the car drives forward perfectly fine. No issues. But yeah, reverse, we lost reverse. We've tried to do some troubleshooting on that with Taxer's cable on my laptop and some programs. That didn't work. So now we're kind of at, well, we either just buy a used transmission, throw it in the car while the other one's out, then the one that's in the car has been built before, but whatever. And I want to tear it apart myself. I really do, well, with Zach. And so we'll tear that apart. That way we can learn it, because just doing little things like this is really teaching you a lot about your car and your vehicle. And it's stressful when you look around and you see all the nuts and bolts and hardware and pipes and tubes and all of that stuff, but it is what it is. It'll go back together one way or another, and hopefully it works when you put it back together. So that's where all the vehicles are at right now. Thankfully, the truck is still running. Thankfully. Knock on wood. Shit. Knock on wood. But yeah, so I'm trying to get this thing back up and running as soon as possible. That way I do have another vehicle. Plus car show season's coming up. We'll still take the Evo to car shows as well, but I would love to take the Subi too. Zach is the guy behind the camera. He is my reverse gear currently for the Evo, and he does a phenomenal job at that. But yeah, the Evo just doesn't really get driven anymore because of that. Like, I'll take it out maybe once a week, if that, just to go and get fluids rolling around in it, and that's it. So, but this is where we are on the Subaru. Like I said, we'll start posting some more videos, especially on, like, in regards to what we do to this. This was nice, honestly, taking out the piston was super easy. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. But it was super easy, and we didn't have to split the case halves or anything like that with the FA20 motor. So that was cool. But yeah, so we'll figure out what we're going to do with this and which route we're going to take it. and hopefully figure something out here soon and get her back up and running, and that way we can have fun with it, and then we'll build it in the future completely up and whatnot. But yeah, so piston skirt, cylinder 4, left the chat, and we're all good to go. Oh, I guess another big update too, that happened recently on October 2023, Halloween, was I got married. So I am now married to my beautiful wife, Kaylee Hansen now, and so that's been a huge change in life too. No, it's not the reason why I'm not doing YouTube stuff or car stuff anymore at all. It's just been a hectic couple months, and just busy, trying to keep myself busy to keep my mind off of other things and whatnot, and just, you know, grind away on things that need to get done around the house and try to make a buck and make some money and support the family. So yeah, here we are on this, and we're gonna keep going at it, you know, once we figure out our next steps. And right now it's just time to basically start cleaning things up and whatnot, and try to get this all cleaned up, and probably just slap another piston in here and hone it out with a diamond hone really quick on the drill and call it macaroni. So anyways, well, thank you guys for watching. I am still alive. I will start posting more videos. If there's anything specific that you guys want to see on this, you know, please let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, make sure you guys give me a like, a follow, and subscribe, and go check out my Instagram, TikTok, which is the.hansen.clan. I'll put that down in the description. And then, like I said, we're still detailing as well. We've done some pretty sweet details this past year. We've done some private jets and some boats and some jet skis and some pretty cool stuff. So I might start doing some more detailing videos as well, a little more in depth on that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I really appreciate it. It feels good to be back, and we're gonna keep chucking along with whatever we gotta do and filming stuff. You guys all have a good one. See ya. So, a little update. We went back to the block again just to inspect all the pistons while they were in there. As you can see, it is now just down to a short block with no pistons in it whatsoever. So that's awesome. Reason being is because we found some other stuff. So it's not one piston, it's not two pistons, it's not three pistons, but all 4 of the pistons have left the chat. Their side skirts are destroyed. So that's awesome, but it is what it is. Things happen. So at least we found out that all the other pistons were damaged before popping pistons back in. So now the plans have all changed, and God knows what we're gonna do from here. But we'll figure something out. You know, obviously, like, it's more of a budget build at this current point in time. Like, I'm not trying to drop wads of cash on this thing. I just want to get it back up and running. I don't plan on selling it or anything like that. I just, you know, need another car to drive around and have fun with and take to car shows and whatnot during the car show season. So yeah, anyways, that's our furthest update now. It's all 4 pistons. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do.